Welcome to Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shade. Highlights, exclusive team interviews, and behind-the-scenes access to Huntsville's only D1 program all season long. We're breaking down the plays, reliving the big moments, and getting you geared up for the next big battle. It's more than just football. It's 150 years of Bulldog pride. And now join us on our journey with our host, Ty Floyd.
Welcome to the Alabama A&M Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd. The Bulldogs traveled to Grambling, Louisiana to take on the Grambling State Tigers. Jumped out early with a score of 10-0, showed some poise, but after some field goals and a momentum-changing punt return touchdown, Grambling was able to escape with a win, 13-10. We'll talk about what went wrong, what went right, and preparations for this upcoming game against Prairie View A&M with head coach Sam Shade.
We are Alabama A&M University, a world-class institution where future leaders prepare to make their impact on the world. Here, education isn't just about learning, it's about leading, with nationally recognized programs in STEM, agriculture, business, and the arts. We are inspired by our rich heritage and bold future, carrying the spirit of the Hill with excellence. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome to Week 9 of the Alabama A&M Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, alongside Alabama A&M head coach Sam Shade. Traveled to Grambling, tough loss, 13-10. The team opened up with confidence, though, building a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. What worked early for you to be able to set the tone?
Well, defense came to play, obviously. Held those guys to under 150 yards and, just kept getting them off the field and getting the offense on the field. So, that's what worked for us. But once again, the running game, still we still couldn't get the running game going. We actually scored with a pass play to one of our tight ends, Donovan Payne, and so got on the board early, played good defense. They fought back. They kicked a couple field goals, obviously, to end the first half, and so score was 10-6 at halftime.
You talked about wanting fast starts. What did you see in terms of rhythm and execution as the game started?
Well, we started Jeffrey Davis, JD. We started him at quarterback. This was his first start, so we were a little bit conservative offensively early on, just because it was his first start, and so as we went on, we tried to do a little bit more in the passing game. But it was one of those days where we really didn't want to give him too much to handle.
Wilburn Smallwood has been a guy that up in the booth, I've called his name a lot over the course of the past couple of weeks. How do you feel about his impact, his energy as he's assumed this role of being a defensive leader?
Well, Wilburn, unfortunately, we didn't have him with us early in the season. I want to say he was out the first five games.
Yep, came in at Gulf Coast Challenge.
Yes, yeah, he sure did. So, it was tough not having him, but, now that we've got him, he is playing with a lot of energy, a lot of passion. He's got a really good motor at that defensive end spot, and that helps us out a lot.
The first quarter was one of the cleanest that we've seen from a penalty standpoint. You and I have talked about it from week to week. That's kind of the thorn in the side. How important was that in establishing early momentum?
Well, you're right. The first quarter was pretty clean, but unfortunately, as the game went on, we did rack up some penalties. I want to say we had 90 yards in penalties on the day, which that's just not acceptable for us, and we got to do a better job with that.
After that strong start, Grambling's defense began to make adjustments and apply pressure. They have a defensive line who is ranked at the top of the conference. How can offense be better and respond in that type of situation?
Well, we knew going into the game that they were really good up front. One of their defensive ends, number 4, he's one of the best ones we've seen all year. Just really active and twitchy. And so, we tried to pay a little bit of extra attention to him by using the tight ends to help block him sometimes and the running backs to chip on him, things like that. But, he did have some plays that he made in the ball game. And and some of those other defensive linemen. But credit to them, they've got a really good defensive line. They've got a really good defense, and so for us to jump out 10-0, that was good for us. But just unfortunate we weren't able to score any points in the second half to take advantage of the way our defense was playing.
You mentioned before the importance of third downs. This game, the offense didn't convert any. What needs to happen to extend drives moving forward?
Well, you hit it on the head. I want to say we were 0 for 15 on converting third downs, and that that's just unacceptable. And that's something that we've been working on. We've been working on it, and you got to tip your hat off to them. Give them credit also, the defense, for Grambling. But still, we got to do a much better job on third down. We can't go 0 for 15, and that's on me. We've got to go back and we got to fix that.
When you look at defense and their performance, as we've talked about over the course of the show, who is another player in addition to your Wilburn Smallwood who you feel had a pretty good game?
Well, really, across the board, there were some really good performances on defense. There really were. There really was. Our defensive line as a whole, I thought they did a really good job of establishing the line of scrimmage and things like that, and also getting after the quarterback. And then our linebackers made a lot of plays in the running game, and our secondary, for the most part, held up in the passing game. We didn't give up. I want to say we had one explosive play that we gave up. So it was an outstanding job by our entire defense. I can't really single out one other guy, because we held those guys to 145 yards of offense, and in today's football, that's really special.
How proud were you of the defense's ability to hold the line even when the field position battle wasn't always in your favor?
Well, I was very proud of our defense, the way they played all day. They did get the ball in some situations where Grambling had good field position, but our defense stood up. They stood up all day, didn't give up any touchdowns, and only gave up 2 field goals. Matter of fact, I had the block field goal also, which was huge. So, just one of those days where we thought we played well enough to win the game, particularly on defense, but it didn't go our way.
We have more to discuss on the Alabama A&M Football Review. We'll be right back after the break.
Dear Bulldogs, look at you. 150 years of get up and go. And are you done yet? No. See, back in 1875, all we had was our belief. No voice, no right to dream. But now, everyone wants us on their team. So let's power forward and give back. With you on board, our legacy is right on track. Love the future.
We are Alabama A&M University, a world-class institution where future leaders prepare to make their impact on the world. Here, education isn't just about learning, it's about leading. With nationally recognized programs in STEM, agriculture, business, and the arts. We are inspired by our rich heritage and bold future, carrying the spirit of the Hill with excellence. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
For 150 years, Alabama A&M has built a legacy of Bulldog excellence. Now, we're taking the next step, building a championship-caliber athletics program. To compete at the highest level, our athletes need world-class facilities, top-tier resources, and the tools to succeed on and off the field. That's why we're raising funds for a brand new practice pavilion, an all-season space where our Bulldogs can train, sharpen their skills, and prepare for greatness year-round. Your support will also help us upgrade locker rooms, enhance training spaces, and ensure every Bulldog is equipped for victory. And through the AAMU Collective, we're expanding name, image, and likeness opportunities, helping our athletes benefit from their dedication while continuing to represent Alabama A&M with pride. Whether your passion is football, basketball, track, or beyond, your gift makes a direct and lasting impact. Together, we can build champions. Together, we can create a future where every Bulldog has the resources to succeed. When we invest in champions, we all win.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Football Review. I'm your host, Ty Floyd, alongside Alabama A&M head coach Sam Shade. Coming out of halftime, the offense had a chance to reset. What was the message to the team in the locker room about finishing drives?
Well, the message actually was, number one to the team was we got to go finish the second half. We hadn't played a four-quarter game where we, played our standard all season. So that was that message. But also offensively, we did talk about finishing drives because we left some opportunities out there in the first half. We felt like our offense did. And so we wanted to go out and finish those drives and get more points on the board.
Grambling's defense ended with 8 sacks on the day. From a coaching standpoint, what can you and your staff take away from that in terms of protection and making adjustments?
Well, part of it was on the protection. Some of it was their coverage was good at times. Our quarterback didn't have anywhere to go with the ball. And then part of it also, we were playing a young quarterback, J.D. Davis, and there were some times when we thought he could have gotten rid of the football and he didn't. So, just a combination of things as to, the 8 sacks that they had.
There were several moments in the third quarter where your defense was able to create opportunities for offense to get the ball back. How do you continue to build on that complementary football?
Well, defensively, defense did a really good job of getting off the field, giving the offense opportunities. Did a really good job of stopping the run by those guys when they were determined to run it. But what we've got to do in order for us to, really play complementary football, we've got to be able to establish the running game on offense. This is one of those weeks where we stopped them from running it, but we weren't able to run it ourselves on offense. So we've just got to keep working on that, and we've got to get that done, or else we're going to find ourselves in the same situation throughout the rest of the season.
Grambling's punt return ended up being a difference in this one. How tough was that to swallow in knowing that your defense did play so well?
That was tough. We on the day we actually had really good coverage all day on the punts. Had good coverage, and that one just got out. Really good play by them. By their punt returner. He made some things happen, and there were a couple things coverage-wise that we could have did better. But, for the most part, it was just one of those plays. We didn't expect that to happen, but unfortunately it did.
J.D. Davis put into the starting position due to Eric Hanley getting some rest. How do you evaluate his performance?
Well, it was his first start. J.D., he's a young guy, redshirt freshman. Really didn't anticipate him having to play this season, going into the season. And so, actually he came into the season as the fourth string quarterback, and Ashley Tucker actually was out for a couple of weeks because of a car accident that he was involved in, and he was coming off a concussion protocol. So last week was his first week back, and just didn't feel like he was quite ready. So we went with JD, and so he did some good things in the game, but at the same time, there were some things. Obviously, some of the sacks that we took, he probably could have gotten rid of the football. But other than that, I don't think he played too bad.
Some of the things, I guess, are contributed to his, I guess, age and lack of experience, you would say.
Yes, absolutely. Going into a game down at Grambling, down in the hole, which is a tough place to play,
Yeah.
and it's his first start as a redshirt freshman. That's a tough environment, and that's a lot to ask of a young player in experience like JD. But that's where we were. Our backs were against the wall. Not having Eric, and also with Ashley just recently coming off of concussion protocol.
In low-scoring defensive battle like this, what can offense, I guess, learn from this game about handling business in those high-pressured moments?
Well, you're right. A lot of lessons to be learned from this ball game, and Grambling. I take my hat off to them. They came out and fought just like we fought. They actually were without their starting quarterback in the game. We actually knocked the second string quarterback out of the game, and so we get to the third string quarterback, and so the lessons is that we've got to take advantage of every situation, every opportunity. Offensively, there were times where we had penalties in the second half that really hurt drives that we had and put us behind the chains, and we got to do a better job with that type of stuff, not hurting ourselves. And those are some of the lessons that we've got to learn from this game.
So you have to take the bitter with the sweet. Now, what is a positive that you take from this game?
Well, there are a lot of positives. We came out ready to play. That's one of the biggest things. The challenge to the team was to come out ready to play and ready to compete and fight for 4 quarters. That's what the challenge was, and I felt like we did that. I felt like we fought, but unfortunately, there were some things that just didn't go our way in the ball game, and so we end up on the end of it that we didn't want to be on. But the players, they left it out there on the field. They competed. It's just unfortunate that we weren't able to get the win.
Looking ahead, Prairie View is currently leading the SWAC West. What kind of challenge do they present schematically and physically?
Well, Coach Tremaine Jackson, I'm actually very familiar with Coach Jackson. I've coached against him a couple times. Their team's going to be sound. Number one, they're not going to hurt themselves. They're not going to have penalties and things like that. They're not going to turn the ball over. They're going to be able to run the football. They're a physical team. It starts up front with them on both sides, being able to run it on offense, and they pride themselves on stopping the run on defense. And they make you earn everything that you get offensively. They're going to keep the ball in front. They don't give up explosive plays. So, well-coached, sound football team.
What are some of your priorities in practice this week as you prepare to take on this team?
Well, it's got to start offensively. It's got to start there with we've got to be able to run the football. I mean, we just can't abandon the running game. Because we've had games this year. We passed for over 300 yards in some games and not run the ball well and lost those games. And so the running game was a big part of it for us. Then special teams. We had been pretty solid on special teams, and so obviously we've got to shore up our punt coverage. Got to do a better job there. I don't know if that's maybe putting some other people in the lineup on punt team or what that's going to take, but we've got to do better than the way we close that game out on that punt on Saturday.
Eric Hanley, he did warm up yesterday in pregame. Do you have a timetable for his return? Would we see him this weekend, or are we sticking with JD Davis?
Well, talking to Eric, he still wasn't 100%, obviously. I think he was, probably somewhere around 50 to 60%. And I don't know how much strength he had in that throwing shoulder. So we'll see this week in practice. Obviously, he'll be practicing and all that. And hopefully he'll be ready to go on Saturday.
As we near the end of the season, just 3 games left, what are some things that you would like to see improving in certain aspects, maybe the morale of the team? What is it that, as a head coach, you want to see from these guys?
Well, the morale's been good. The morale's been good out of the team. You saw that on yesterday. Our guys were excited to play and get back on the field. So that hadn't been an issue. Just for us, I would like to see this football team continue to lay the foundation for this football program. And, we've got 3 games left to continue doing that. And so, my thing with the team last week, and particularly the guys that this is their last season, is that, you're playing for something bigger than yourself. You're playing for this football program and where it goes from here. And so I think that our guys have bought into that, and everybody understands that we've got to finish this season strong, and, it's going to carry this program for a long time.
Coach Shea, thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to seeing how the season continues to go. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Alabama A&M Football Review. Next weekend, Alabama A&M plays Prairie View A&M here at home. Make sure to come and support. You can always stay connected with us on all of our social media platforms for your latest in Bulldog news and coverage. As always, go Bulldogs.
Thanks for watching the Alabama A&M Football Review with head coach Sam Shea. Your support is important to us and the outstanding student athletes here on the Hill. We encourage you to support the entire athletic program and become a season ticket holder, or be a part of something much bigger and become a torch bearer. Visit AAMU.edu for more information. Until next time, stay connected and go Bulldogs!
We are Alabama A&M University, a world-class institution where future leaders prepare to make their impact on the world. Here, education isn't just about learning, it's about leading, with nationally recognized programs in STEM, agriculture, business, and the arts. We are inspired by our rich heritage and bold future, carrying the spirit of the Hill with excellence. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Dear Bulldogs, look at you. 150 years of get up and go. And are you done yet? No. See, back in 1875, all we had was our belief. No voice, no right to dream. But now, everyone wants us on their team. So let's power forward and give back. With you on board, our legacy is right on track. Love the future.
To compete at the highest level, our athletes need world-class facilities, top-tier resources, and the tools to succeed on and off the field. That's why we're raising funds for a brand new practice pavilion, an all-season space where our Bulldogs can train, sharpen their skills, and prepare for greatness year-round. Alabama A&M has built a legacy of Bulldog excellence. We're taking the next step. Whether your passion is football, basketball, track, or beyond, your gift makes a direct and lasting impact. Together, we can create a future where every Bulldog has the resources to succeed.